What's up, y'all? Yo, Samurai Chill. What's up, bro? Nice, simple little loop there. Let me load up one more, and then we'll try working on something from scratch. Still figuring my way out around on this thing, but it's been pretty fun so far. Let's try this one. Nice. So yeah, that was that beat. Just a couple little quick joints I cooked up as I've been learning this thing. I've had it for about a week now, or maybe closer to like a couple days, to be honest with you. But yeah, this thing's pretty chill. Got a nice little set of effects, so still figuring out how to keep things dynamic while it's playing back. But yeah, what do you say we start something from scratch? So let me get the pattern loaded up here. Yeah, it's like the first beat I made on it. We're going to delete this and start over. So let me figure out what banks these sounds are on. All right, so it seems to be these ones. So let's just delete. And then I will delete these as well. Yep. There's just the two. All right, and so I press play, nothing happens. Perfect. That means all the sounds were deleted. And then last thing I'll do is go to pattern, or no, I'll do shift, pattern clear all. And then this is gonna basically clear all the note data and stuff. So get them out of here. Oh, dude, quesadillas de medianoche. I appreciate that. Yeah, these knobs are pretty cool. And I'll be completely honest with you, I don't know where they came from. But yeah, basically I bought this P6 from this Etsy shop called Dig Dug DIY, and they added the knobs on there. So I'm actually not sure where Dig Dug DIY got them, but he put them on here, and then he also added this like really weird like lo-fi mod. I don't know, it's super wacky. But yeah, not sure exactly where they come from. I'll do more research though and see if I can figure it out. Okay, so yeah, all right. So now we've got the pattern cleared, which is good. I'm gonna go ahead and write it too, just to kind of save it, keep it cleared. And then yeah, we'll bring the tempo down, I guess, and load some drums in. Yeah, dude, for sure. No, I appreciate it. Thanks for saying that. Okay, all right. This thing turn off. Okay, and as per usual, I'm using my handy dandy M8 to load samples into my samplers. So we're gonna get some drums loaded in here. And then we'll figure out what we want to do in terms of like loops and melodic stuff. So drums, let's see. Oh wait, can I not hear it? What's this all about? Turn it up all the way to FF. Okay, so yeah, that's maybe some melodic stuff we can work on later. But let me see what we got here in terms of drummies. Okay, sounds, nope, drums, snare. That one sounds tight. All right, so we're gonna record that in, and then let me set some sample rates and whatnot here. Okay, so we want it to be mono. Free length recording. 24 dB is what's gonna trigger it. So this is like the threshold when it starts recording. And then yeah, if you press the lo-fi button, you can change the sample rate. It gets pretty crunchy, but this thing, when I bought it, it was like modded to have like this super lo-fi sound already, so it really doesn't matter what I pick here. It kind of is just gonna sound super crazy. But yeah, just to show you an example, let's do 22 here. All right, and then we'll select the pad we want to record it to, number 1, and then sample button. It's in standby and waiting for the sound, which I will then trigger here. Then press sample button to stop it. Yo, Simon Labor Beats, what's up? How's it going? Everything's chill over here. All right, that sounded nice. Cool, so we're just gonna add these to the sequence so that I can hear them as I'm looking for other drums. Might have to mess around with the envelope too. Oh, and then also I need to change the length of the pattern. So by default, it'll have 64 steps, but you have to press shift and then last. And then you can bring this down to, we'll start with 16 for now, and then I'll probably end up like duplicating it. Just like how I would on the Lo-Fi 12 XT. All right, So exit, press play. Crunchy. And yeah, it sounds really lo-fi, but once I get other sounds in the mix, it'll kind of smooth itself out a little bit, if that makes sense. I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, and then next up, let's find some kick drum. Wow. That was right on the money. I kind of like this kick. So let's get this one in. Yep. There we go. And then we're going to put this one on 2. Same deal as before, same sample rate and all that type of stuff. So let's just press the pad, sampling to arm it, play it, and then press it again. And yeah, we'll keep the rhythm super basic. Again, I can jazz it up a little bit later here. And this device has a pretty sick pitch type effect that you can do where it like really makes sound super cool. So we're gonna pitch some of these drums down. Simon Laver writes in, says, how are you liking the P6? It's pretty cool. Yeah, I haven't had it for very long, probably a couple days. I think I got it on Wednesday, I'm pretty sure. Wednesday or Thursday, but yeah, it's been pretty tight so far. Yeah, I'm digging it. It gives me like SP303 vibes for sure with the different sample rate and stuff. This 4-digit display is like kind of a problem though. It's very difficult. Like once you get the muscle memory, you're pretty good. But yeah, starting off with it, it's like, sometimes there's like words on here and I'm like, what does that even mean, bro? But other than that, it's been pretty cool. It's got a great sound for sure. And the sequencer's not bad. And yeah, and it's kind of got like SP404 type effects that you can use and stuff too. So it's a pretty powerful little device, especially for the form factor. I didn't realize it was so small because everyone's videos are like super zoomed in on it. But yeah, just to like, I don't know, show you an example. It's like my phone next to it. So it's like bigger than my phone almost. Or I mean, it's about the same size as my phone really. It's maybe a little bit larger, smaller than a tablet for sure. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. I'm digging it and I'm learning more about it every day, basically. Okay, so what were we doing here? Oh yeah. So I'm gonna pitch down the drums a little bit. Like -4. Do -5 on the kick. All right, and then I want this ghost kick to be a little bit more off the grid, basically. So you can hold the note down, press granular to cycle through some of the parameters, and I'll do the timing. If I set this to like, a little hard to see here, 30? So you can hear it's got more of a ba-bum. So it's triggering a little bit later. And then I'll also bring the velocity of it down. Nice. Okay, sounded super gritty and lo-fi, but again, once we get the melodic stuff in the mix, it'll sound a little bit less wacky. Let me just get a hi-hat though, real quick here. Sampler, load. I think this one will work. Okay, so we'll get recorded in here, sampling. Whoops. Okay, select it, press it, do it. Let's see if that got it. Nice. We're gonna bring this way down. Kind of screwed up on that first note, so let me move that one back a little bit. Alright, pretty chill so far. And then I want to do some level adjustments on some of these notes. So what you can do, you can adjust the velocity by holding the note down and then pressing this thing until the V comes up. Yep. And then you can turn it down. But oh, I got that one really quiet. But there's an easier way to do it too, where you just hold the note down and then you press the pad, and it has these 3 preset values. There's strong, mid, and weak. So I'll do mid, which is like 50 velocity. Doesn't sound too much different, but a little bit of a difference there. Alright, so this is sounding pretty basic. Let's get some melodic stuff in the mix, and then I can come back and make it a little more interesting. Alright, and in terms of melodic stuff, I haven't really thought too much about what I want to do here. Let's see. Check my Marlowe Diggs folder here. See what my guys hooked it up with. Yo, that sounds pretty chill. Alright, so I gotta add some slice markers to this old boy. So let's do that. And that's it. Okay, and then yeah, I want to record this pitched up super high so that we can pitch it back down and get that nice lo-fi sound that we all enjoy. So let me put a slice command down here. Slice, okay. And then I'll pitch it up an octave. And then yeah, I'm going to change some of the record settings too. Let's do stereo. And then I guess I'll bring it up to 44. See how much I can record of that. And then everything else should be fine. All right, let's see what's up here. This thing is a little slow. Here we go. Bring the pitch down. And then you can also play chromatically too. All right, before we get too into that, let me record the other one too. pitch this one down too. Very nice. Okay, so definitely want this one on this first section here. Oh yeah, and then at this point, this is probably a good opportunity to extend the pattern. So right now it's only 16 steps, 1 bar. But this pattern I want to place 2 bars. This on the first one, this on the second one. So I need to do Shift Copy, scroll over to Duplicate, and then press the Enter button. So now if I check, the last step is 32 and not 16, which is pretty cool. So now we're going to record that in, and then I can, yeah, let's see. So I'll just press record and then press play, which will do like a punch in. Oh, what the hell? Oh, I need to turn the metronome on. Alrighty. And then I want to adjust the release of this so that when I let go of it, it kind of fades out. I set it to gate mode just because I didn't want the whole thing to play. I wanted to have more control over the sound. So yeah, you go to Shift, Voice, and then from here, now these 4 knobs control the envelope. So the release is on the far right. So yeah, before, I let go and it's done. And then now, I let go. Yeah, so it's like a nice little fade there, and I'll do the same thing here. And I think I'll put a filter on this too. So Shift, Filter. Nice. And then maybe I can add some more notes in too. Nice, so I got that added here. But I kind of want the velocity down so it's not as loud. Oh yeah, I have to turn off keyboard mode. So I guess it's right here. Oh man. Yeah, so let's see what happens if I hold this down, bring the velocity down. Nice. It's a little too quiet though. Nice. And now that we've got a sort of basic melodic part on, I'm going to return to the drums and do a little bit of filtering. So put a low pass on the kick and then maybe high pass on the hi-hat. I'm not sure. Bring the hi-hats down a little bit. And then I'm going to try messing with the envelope on the snare. It's a little snappier now. All right, I think we're ready for some bass. And yeah, I think I'm going to keep it super simple with the bass. So instead of using like a bass guitar sample or whatever, I'm just going to use like a simple waveform. Yeah, just to see how that sounds. All right, so we've got this triple triangle wave. Sounds pretty gritty, but once we put a filter on it, it'll be nice and smooth, I think. So yeah, sampling. This one we do not need in stereo, so we'll keep it in mono. Doesn't really matter what the rate is there. Yeah, I think this is good. Okay, so select the pad, sample. See what we got here. Oh yeah, first offset it to gate mode. Bring the pitch down. Dude, that's fat. We need to put a little bit of release on it so it doesn't kind of click every time I let go of it. So shift voice. Sounds fine. And then I guess I could put a filter on too. Filter. Already got the low pass, so let's just Let's hear how it sounds with a loop. Alright, that's pretty chill. Alright, that bass line sounds pretty chill. Yeah, got some nice heavy triangle sine waves in the mix there, or triangle waves I should say. Alright, now I need to think about what other layers I want to add here. Whoops. I do kind of like that one. let's get that recorded in. Sample. Do stereo just in case. I think the sample rate's fine, so everything else is good. Yeah, it sounds super crunchy and lo-fi. All right, so click sampling. Yeah, definitely do gate mode there. Not too bad. I like that too. All right, so let's try adding some delay to this to give it a little bit more space. We'll add some reverb too. And then now I'll dial it back by bringing the level down. Nice. So yeah, I kind of wanted it low in the mix there, a little bit buried, hidden, not something that you're super drawn to when you're listening, but then you realize it's in there and you're like, whoa. All right. What else can we add here? Whoops. Yeah, it's got a lot of bass on it. I'll have to use a filter, but this could be good to like kind of accent the percussion a little bit. So let's switch back. And yeah, the way my philosophy with using this device is I try to keep my beats, the sounds from my beats on two banks. So I've got one bank that generally has the rhythm section, so kick drum, snare, whatever. And then I've got another bank that has the melodic stuff like the bass line and other sampler or other samples. So yeah, I'm going to switch to my rhythm bank here. And I'm only using these 3 right now. Hi-hat, kick, and snare. So I guess I'll just put it on 4. Okay, yeah, sampling. We can bring this to mono. Yep, and then like I said, I think we're gonna need a filter on this one because it's a little bassy. Or let's hear it with the loop playing. Whoa. But yeah, I don't want to waste any of those frequencies and have it, yeah, muddying up the low end. So yeah, I'm gonna do a filter. Probably do either a high pass or band pass. Let's figure it out though. Yeah, so shift filter. And then yeah, you can select the type of filter by pressing enter on the type screen. And it defaults to low pass, which is probably the one that I reach for the most. But yeah, we could do band pass or high pass. Actually, don't even know what that is. PYG, maybe? Yeah, I have no idea. Okay, let's see what this sounds like. I mean, that's not bad. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to do. Just shave off the low end, so this works. And of course, let's try pitching it down. I like that. But yeah, I am going to bring the level down. Okay, let's keep shopping around for some sounds. This one's kind of hard to hear. Wow, sounds super lo-fi. But yeah, I think we might be able to make this work. Oh yeah, let me normalize this. Look at how quiet that is. Let me get that big old waveform. I don't know exactly. That's maybe the oscillator that's bringing it in and out. So I think I'm just gonna like grab one of these. Wow, wow, wow. And then I could probably pepper it in and play it in a different way. Nice. So yeah, I'm gonna record this one in. Very short. Sampling. Select this. Oh wait, actually, hold on a sec. Exit. This is my rhythm section. Let me record it to my melodic one. So yeah, I haven't used 5. Sampling, da-da-da. Nice, okay, so that'll be fun. Let's play this. Yeah, I think we can do something there. Yo, Jamie Rice, what's up? New gear we had for a minute. It's a new gear. Hate to admit it, but yeah. Saw an opportunity to pick up P6, and I said, you know what? What the heck? I haven't bought any gear all year, I think, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, this is brand new to me, that is. And yeah, this thing's been fun. Learning how it works. Alright, let's try putting a filter on this. Whoa. But yeah, so basically I want to put a filter on there so that it's not taking up as much of that like low end frequency. And yeah, I think it'll be easier to kind of pepper in now that it's not, yeah, sounding as wide in the frequency range as it was before. what else we got? Yo. I think we like already got a flute in the mix, but or maybe that's a horn, I don't know. This one's tight though. Yeah, so Jamie Rice asked, do you primarily use the M8 for your sound source? I really do, yeah. Mostly I use this, well, I can make beats on it, but yeah, oftentimes what I do is just, yeah, use it as my sample library, basically. Similar to how you might, yeah, have your computer clicking through folders and then loading up stuff you want. That's basically what I do with this. And it's great for devices like this that don't have an SD card slot, so you can't just copy and paste your entire sample library. So I find it easier to just, yeah, use this to kind of trigger sounds that I then record into other samplers, and then from there, get busy. All right, so we're gonna record it on a numero 6 here. Numero 6, I should say. All right, sampling. This one in stereo, because who knows? That should be fine though. And then we'll bring it down an octave. And then I'm gonna turn on gate mode so I can release it. Probably bring the level down a little bit too. Whoa, yeah, that sounds sick. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's clutch since it's battery powered, compact in size, 512 gigs, more than enough. Yeah, man, it checks all the boxes, that's for sure. I mean, I'm sure I could probably just use my phone to do that too, like, you know, Koala Sampler, and you have all your samples saved on your phone's memory. Although phones these days, they don't be putting that SD card in there. What's up with that? Somebody hit up the phone companies and let them know. We want the SD card slot back. But yeah, pretty much the same deal there. Yeah, that's a good point with the muscle memory with the M8. Yeah, the M8, I feel like I use it enough to where I haven't forgotten too much, but there are those moments where I'm like, okay, I hold shift and then I press option and then what do I do next? But yeah, there's some shortcuts, but it's not too much of a barrier, I don't think. And yeah, especially if you just get practice with it. And yeah, even just loading samples, you're kind of getting your muscle memory and kind of clicking through stuff and whatever. So yeah, that's a good point. I think we got something here. This is interesting. Oh, whoa, whoops. I'm not really into the bell here, but there is kind of like a shaker at the beginning here. Probably can't hear it too well because it's super lo-fi, but yeah, I think this is what I want. So, man, this is all right. I got to do an operation here. I'm gonna crop, and then I'm gonna save a copy of this, so I'm not messing around with the original sample. So yeah, save to test. And then I'm gonna probably regret this. Let's normalize. Dude, I don't even know what that's. I thought it sounded like a shaker, but now I'm second guessing myself. We're gonna keep shopping around. I feel like one more percussion layer would be really sick on this beat. Maybe kind of like a drum fill type dealio would be interesting here. I like this part. Yeah, let's just record this in. Nothing on 5, plenty of room. Sampling. Probably pitch it down too. Listen to this. Listen to the magic of the Roland P6. I'm telling you, that pitch shifting is just beautiful. It really is. Kind of throws off the timing though. Maybe I'll try slice mode. Slicing on this thing is like not super ideal because it will basically just set the slice points for you unless you're doing something kind of interesting like step sampling. But yeah, let's see what it does if I put 3 slice markers in here. It'll divide it evenly among the 3, which hopefully will work out well. So we've got, you go to shift voice, then you have to go to chop, enter, and then we'll try 3. And then keyboard. What am I doing wrong here? Ugh. Seems like there's a lot of empty space at the end of my sample, so let me try adjusting the endpoint. That might be as good as it gets, fellas. Alright, I think I can make that work. Nice. And I kind of want to open hat too. So maybe that'll be the last thing that we add here. Wow, that's a long one. Gosh, I keep doing that. Whoops. Dude, this thing pitched down is going to sound so dope. So let's get this recorded in. Normalize it first. Get it nice and normal. Wow. Okay, so sampling, button, doom. Should be fine. It's got kind of a kick drum on it too, so let me hit it with the high pass filter. Shift filter type. High pass. All right, that'll be good. And then we're going to set this one to gate mode too. Oh yeah, and then we got to pitch it down. All right, so I've got it punched in here. I do want to delete the closed hats that are here, so it's not like, so it makes sense basically. So right now I'm on page 2, which is correct. And then yeah, it starts on this, whatever this one is, A, I guess. So yeah, page 2 starts on A. Oh, this is easy. You just push the pads and you can see the sequence data. So since the open hat's here, I want there to be no closed hats here. So this one's gone, this one's gone. That ought to be fine. Okay, and then final order of business here is I want to duplicate this pattern again. So right now it's 2 bars, I want to make it 4 bars. And I want to do that so that the fill only comes in once every 4 bars. And then I could probably have the open hat come in once every 4 bars as well. So let's do shift copy, duplicate, enter. And then, hey, it's been a while since I saved this pattern, and by that I mean I haven't saved it this whole time, so I'm going to do that as well while we're taking care of business here. And then, yeah, so last step is I have it duplicated. Now I need to figure out, I think the fill I'll have come in on the last step, or the last bar of the 4-bar section. So let's remove it from bar 2. Page. This is bar, oh yeah, so this is bar 2. This is the fill, so get it out of here. Whoa. Oh yeah, I forgot, since I deleted the closed hats in this open hat section, but the open hat's not here on this one, so I'm gonna have to add those in. Oy. All right, let's save that, and then, yeah, now that it's like fully kind of fleshed out, I can experiment with like muting certain sections. Okie dokie. All right, this one sounded pretty chill. So let's go ahead and save it again. And you know what? We're going to save it one more time, because why not? We have the power to overwrite. Okay, so that beat's pretty chill. Let's work on another one, I guess. So let me figure out where I want to save that one, or where I want to do the new one. This one was tricky. I couldn't figure out how to make the kick sound like not super clippy. So I probably messed up somewhere there. This one's pretty chill, but I think we can probably do better. So let me figure out where these samples are saved. Okay, so I've got it on E and F. All right, let's get rid of these. So delete. Do it. And then right here, we'll delete as well. Okay, delete. All right, so I press play, and now nothing should happen. Nice. So we got rid of all the samples. And then last order of business here, shift, pattern clear all. All right, and now the sequence data is clear. And then I'm gonna get ahead of the, whoa, what's going on here? Oh yeah, I'm gonna get ahead of the game here and also set my step length to, wait, what is this thing doing? Pattern, get out of pattern mode. Yeah, so shift last, and then I'm gonna bring this down to 16. Because yeah, I like just building a very like short 1-bar drum loop and then kind of just cloning it out and extending it and adding little variations and whatnot. Okay, so exit. And yeah, I guess like before, or maybe, okay, so before I started with the drums and then we added the melodic part after, maybe I'll start with the melodic part on this one and see what we can do. And I do have some samples in mind for what we can do here, which is, let's see, sampler. Okay, load up. And yeah, so I was playing Silent Hill 1 for PS1, and I was like, dang man, this music sounds pretty sick. There's got to be some stuff I can sample. So I went through the OST and saved a couple songs that are pretty tight. Like Woman at the Altar. Kind of spooky. That's when you meet Dahlia Gillespie at the church. So yeah, pretty eerie vibes there. Sybil Returns. This one's like pretty chill. So you kind of get the point there, sort of X-Files vibes in a sense. And then there's Sermon. So this is where Dahlia Gillespie's talking at the church. So yeah, it's kind of weird. Like I wouldn't describe it as discordant, but those are like just weird chord. It's like a weird key or chords or something. So yeah, that one's kind of interesting and eerie. I think Sybil Returns is maybe like the easiest one, or not easiest, but the one that I'm gravitating towards right now. But I do want to set some slice markers in this so that I can, because yeah, basically since the chop mode on this is like, you can't really set custom start points for the slices. I think I'm just going to record each of the segments that I want to work with to the pads, and then from there just have a little bit more control over start and end points and that sort of thing. So yeah, let's do that. And yeah, I need to figure out where these different like kind of sections of this song come in. So I need to set some quick slice points on the M8, and then we'll be able to bring it in here. So yeah, I think it's just going to be those three. Okay, so I'm going to overwrite. And then, yeah, one of the things we can do here is pitch it way the heck up so that we have enough time to record it all. And then also we can pitch it back down on here. So let's do that. Of course. And then, yeah, so record it in. I don't know how much stereo stuff is going on with this song, but I guess just to be safe, we'll do stereo. And then, what is this? Oh yeah, we'll do free. What is this? Oh yeah, and then this is the threshold, so we'll keep it at 24. Okay, now let's record it in. Press the pad, sampling. I feel like it played through to the second part. Oh well. Writing. Yeah, let me trim off that end because I want that other part to be a separate pad. Yeah, that should be fine. And then, of course, we're going to pitch it down. Okie dokie. Now we just need to do the other two slices. That one sounded a little weird too, but I think it was the way that I sliced it, perhaps. Not sure. Yeah, that should be fine. All right, pitch it down. And then the last one is going to be slice. I want to do 3 here. So sampling, hit it. Almost there. No rush on this stuff. Yeah, that should be good. And then bring it down to 12. And then what I'll do next here is put these each in a mute group so that when I'm triggering one or the other, they'll cut each other off, which is very convenient. So shift voice, then you go to, I think it's at the end. This says mute group. I don't know if that's what it looks like to you, but that's what it says, even though it looks like it's a Nugra. But yeah. And then we're going to set each of these to 1. Dang, yeah, I don't know the shortcut to kill the noise, but now they should trigger or cut each other off. I feel like I need to adjust the start point of this one. All right, that sounds tight. So shift exit. Okay, yeah, that's the shortcut to kill the audio. Shift and then exit. Yeah, so I'm gonna do basic sequence here. Shift last, get it to 32. Exit, and then yeah, this one. Oh yeah, and then shift exit. All right, so let's see how this loops. I don't know if the tempo's right. We might have to adjust it. I think 88 works. Pretty hip-hop-y, fortunately. Oh crap, did I just delete it? Yeah, you gotta be careful pushing these buttons. That's the one thing I've learned, is that this is data that's in the step sequencer, and if you press it, it goes bye-bye, and you have to add it again. So be careful if you have a P6, and do not press the lit up buttons unless you know you're not deleting stuff. But yeah, and then I'll just save again, or save this one so that we've got it set up here. And yeah, let's go ahead and load up some drums. Kind of like this one, so we'll get it in here, and then this can be mono. I don't think we really have to change too much else. Crunchy. Does sound a little bit off. I might have to adjust the start point of the loop, but I will do that in a moment here. I feel like this kick is going to sound crazy pitch down, so let's try that. Sampling, da da da. And again, very simple. We'll jazz it up though. I just want to get all of the drum samples loaded up first. So we're going to get this hi-hat in. Dang. Yeah, the way it normalizes it, it just like makes it way too loud, so we're going to turn it down. I do want to adjust the envelope too. All right, I think that's good. All right, so let me try recording. Let's see what I can do with just doing some finger drumming. And we're going to clear these notes out. Get out of here. Oh yeah, you can do Shift, clear pad. Same with this one, Shift, clear pad. Yeah, so on today's episode of Can J Maculate Finger Drum, we're going to find out if I'm like so bad at this. Snares are so off. Yeah, we're gonna skip the finger drumming side mission here and just rely on good old step sequencer to make it happen, which I can adjust the micro timing of the notes in such a way that it'll sound interesting. All right, let me come back to this loop. You know what? I'm curious what'll happen if I enable the chop mode. Yeah, so let's try that. So Shift voice, go to chop. Where you at? There you go. And then, yeah, I don't know, like 8, I guess, or something. We're going to find out how this sounds. And then exit, keyboard. right, that sounds pretty chill actually. So, oh, whoa. What did I do here? All right, there we go. And then let me remove this one from the step sequence. And then yeah, I'll just play that out real quick. No granular though. What is going on here? Oh, there it is. Okay. Alright, I think I got it. So we're going to turn the metronome on. Chord play. Certainly not my intention to do that, so we're just practicing here. Shift, clear, pad, enter. That's the first part, so let's do that. Alright, so let's do some stuff to the drums here. I kind of want the hi-hats to have a little bit more variety in the velocity, so let's see how much of a pain that is to do. Oh yeah, there's barely any of them, so that's easy. And let me try adding a filter to the kick. Still trying to find the sweet spot with some of these filters. Yeah, I feel like on the Lo-Fi 12 XT, I know like exactly how I want to dial some of these in, but on this one, still getting the hang of it. It still sounds too muted, the kick. It's all good though. I think that'll work. I wonder how it sounds if I adjust the envelope on the kick. It's hard to dial it in. But yeah, we're not going to dwell on it too much. Let's add some more layers. Start with some bass. This one's pretty chill. It's got a lot of noise on it though, but I think with the filter we might be able to clean it up a bit. Alright, so we're going to record it here, and then yeah, let me just make sure I get the first note, and that's it. Okay, sampling, mono, yep. Very nice, very nice. And then let me adjust the envelope so that we've got a little bit of release here. Sounds better already. And then I will also add the filter on here. All right, simple little bass line. And something I kind of forgot to do was see how a filter sounds on the sample chops and maybe, yeah, kind of bring them down a little bit so that the drums are a little more forward. Nice, sounds chill. Yeah, I haven't really thought too much about what else I want on this, what other layers. This cymbal might be a nice layer for the percussion section. Don't really have too much else going on there. So let's get it dialed in here. And yeah, this one might sound cool pitched down as well. So sampling. Oh yeah, center channel now too. It was only on the left for me. Yeah, I might be able to use chromatic mode in the keyboard to sort of play it as though they were like ride hits, which will be cool. Let me work on the release though. I want to do the envelope here, voice. Give it a little more natural trail off there. All right, now let's check out the keyboard. So yeah, a little bit subtle there, but keeps the rhythm section more interesting, and hopefully we can find some other cool layers. Let's keep looking around. The end of this run sounds interesting. Like I might be able to play it chromatically. It's like, I don't even know what that is. Sounds like maybe a start of a flute section or something. I'm curious. Let's see what happens when I record it in. Get this one on stereo. Bring the level down. And then, yeah, let's see what keyboard mode sounds like. I don't think it's gonna work. It's a little too short of a sample. It's okay though, because we got to check it out and see what's up. Maybe this one. This could be an interesting layer. I'll probably have to do a high pass filter on it just to get rid of some of that low end stuff. But yeah, this will be a nice kind of like string high pitch sample. Get out of keyboard mode, please. Sampling. The levels are pretty low. Normalize it. And then, yeah, let me save a copy of this so I'm not messing with the original sample. And then I want to pitch it up. Man, that sounds crazy. Yo, MW Fizz. What's cracking, bro? How's it going? Alright, so sampling. Oh, I got out of it. And then, yeah, of course, we're going to have to pitch this down, as we are wont to do. Set the gate mode on so it's not playing forever. And then, yeah, so filter, shift filter, type. We're going to pick high pass. Whoa. High pass, there we go. It's being totally filtered out, so you can't hear nothing. And then let me turn down the cutoff. The high pass filter did not work on the Magic that I wanted to, but it's okay. Let me see how this sounds on the keyboard. Not too bad. I'm gonna play around with the release too. I feel like there's still more we can do with the filter, but I don't know how much success I'll have. Maybe a bandpass filter instead of high pass? Sounds a little better, I guess. Yeah, I was kind of just using the bandpass as a high pass, but no problem there. Let's bring the level of this down to, I don't know. See what I mean with this? You push these little buttons and then it makes it go away. Oh wait. Thought I deleted some sequence data there, but I didn't. Thank goodness. Okay, but yeah, I want to bring the level of this down. Where are we at right now? 76? Nice and subtle. What the heck is this thing? Oh, that's a quiet sample there. Normalize, where you at? I think that's a ticket there. MW Fizz writes in, I was thinking about getting the P6, but the menu diving kept me from buying it, but it seems like a great sketch machine. Also the sample rate options. Wish the SP had this. Yeah, I'm getting the menu divey vibes, that's for sure. I've been using this thing for a couple days now. And yeah, there's shortcuts and menus galore. Although you do get to skip some of the menus by simply having these like extra knobs here. I've heard Neartao talk about this, about how the fact that there's on the SP404 Mark II, there's only basically 3 knobs because the 4th knob is for the volume. But yeah, the fact that you have these 4 extra knobs from the SP gives you a little bit less of a menu divey feel, specifically because, let's take for instance, like the snare. Well here, let me copy this. No, exit. So hold the pad, shift, copy. Ugh. Yeah, there's a lot of shortcuts too. That's for sure. I'm going to put it on 6. Enter. Cool. All right, so we've got the snare here, right? And so normally if you wanted to adjust the envelope for it, you'd have to go to Shift Voice. So you're in one menu. Then you have to find, what is this? Not size, loop start point. Well, here's a good example. So size is like the length of the sample, and then start position is the start. So you could press enter here and adjust the start point of the sample manually, right? By turning the value knob. It's kind of like increasing the attack. But yeah, instead of having to dive into this menu, you can actually just from the main screen, this knob will adjust the start point. And then this one will do the end point. All right, and then you can do the same thing for filter. So you go to the filter page, there's all these menus for like the cutoff frequency and all the rest of it. But instead of having to go into those menus to adjust things manually, when you're in the filter mode, you can just turn the knobs. And this is the cutoff. This is the resonance. So again, it like sometimes, whoa, sound kind of crazy. But yeah, sometimes you can skip some of the menus by simply using these 4 knobs. Not every single one though. There is a lot of like shortcuts and little menus and stuff. So you're not out of the woods there. And I would say, yeah, if you're not able to kind of get comfortable with that sort of stuff, this device can be a little bit of a pain to use. But yeah, so far I've been having some fun with it. And yeah, it is a good sketch pad, like you mentioned. And a lot of the options on here are cool, like the sample rate and stuff like that. So definitely interesting, but totally understand if it's not your cup of tea. Oh, gotta stop this. There we go. Let's get this recorded in here. What's this? Oh, I know what it is. Okay. All right. So we're gonna put it on 6 sampling. And yeah, that's pitched up. So let's bring it down. Set it to gate mode. Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I think on this one I'll probably do a filter as well. Don't really need too much of that low end. So shift, filter, and then change the type to, we'll try high pass first. Put a little bit of release on there too. sure exactly how I wanted this to fit in. All right, let's write that up. And yeah, I haven't gotten too much into this aspect of the workflow, but I'm going to copy this pattern and try to do some different stuff on a copied version of the pattern. So yeah, to do that, you do shift copy. Well, hold on a sec. Let me figure out what pattern I'm on. Right now we're on pattern 9. Okay. And so yeah, shift copy pattern. And then we're going to put it on 10, which is the one right next to it. Enter. Okay, so now we've got everything we've worked on up until now is on 9. And then we've got 10, which is a copy of it. And yeah, so what I want to do with the copy is we've got other sample chop or sample loops that I haven't chopped yet. Nope, this one. So this is what we've been listening to. No. Yeah, so that was that part, but this is another section that I haven't even chopped yet. So it's kind of like different pitches for those notes and stuff. Dang, I added like a filter to this too, so let me... It doesn't sound too much different. All right, so let's try chopping. Voice. Where is the old chopperillo? There it is. Enter. And then, yeah, last time I did 8. Let's see if 8 works for this one. Exit. Nice, okay, that sounds pretty chill. Simon Laver writes in and asks, how's the sound of the machine? So it sounds pretty cool. I will say though, it's kind of hard to tell how this sounds compared to other P6s because this P6 is modded. So it has this weird like 12-bit mod installed on it, which is why I purchased it, because it had the mod. So it definitely sounds like way super duper lo-fi. I feel like the normal P6, you might be able to get some hi-fi out of it if you're using the highest sample rate, which is 44 kilohertz. But yeah, with this one, it's got this weird 12-bit mod that just sounds super crazy. So everything sounds really gritty and lo-fi in my opinion, which is pretty cool. I mean, I come from that sort of background with like the legacy samplers, and the Lo-Fi 12XT is also kind of a lo-fi sampler, so it sounds pretty lo-fi to me, is all I'm saying. Okay, so let me clear the note data from this other one. Shift, clear pad, enter. Okay, and so now we can play some other chops. Dang, maybe I pitched it down. Let me like check. Turn the pitch knob, it's -18. Yeah, this one's -12, so I gotta bring this to -18. Okay. The timing's a little bit off on some of these. Let's fix that. Alright, that sounded pretty chill. Let me see if I gotta... see if I gotta redo the bass. Yeah, I feel like these two notes, the dun 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 dun, those I want to bring down. So maybe I could just bring it down like this. Nah, I'll just delete them and re-record them. Nice. All right, so I got the baseline fixed up there. We're gonna save that. What's next here? So yeah, I feel like I did add a filter to this pad, which I did not add to this one. And they sound pretty similar though, so I'm not gonna mess around with it. Maybe some other layers in the rhythm section. Maybe some other time. Let's see what this snap sounds like. Pitched way the heck down. All right, so we're gonna record this. What the heck is this? Dude, I don't even remember what I recorded on this pad. It's not sequenced either. All right, get it out of here. All right, so yeah. Sample the snap. And then, yeah, let's see how it sounds pitched down. Bro, sounds nasty. I think I'm going to adjust the start point. Shouldn't get too fancy with it because the thing is I still need to, right? Yeah. So I added this new sound to this pattern, but it's not on the original pattern that I copied. So I think I'm going to have to like sequence this on there too. So I don't want to put anything too complicated because it'll be hard to reproduce. Although I'm sure there's a way to copy the sequence data between patterns, but I'm not sure how to do that at this particular juncture. Transition's kind of weird too. I'm gonna have to figure that out. But I can do that some other time. All right, so I think that pretty much wraps it up for this beat. Let me play this original pattern again. And yeah, because you all stuck around to the end of the stream, because I am going to end soon, you get a special treat, which is I will show you this knob here, which is not normally on the Roland P6. This is because of the mod. It's a modded knob, so to speak. So I'm going to show you what it does. So let's check it out. Yeah, so according to the description of this item, that knob is supposed to adjust the sample frequency. So yeah, it kind of sounds super bit crushed when I turn it to the right. So I usually just leave it kind of at what would you call that, 9 o'clock, I guess, which is semi-low frequency, but not like super low. But yeah, it sounds super crazy when you turn it all the way to the right. It gets a little too bit crushy in my opinion, but yeah, definitely fun to mess around with that. So I've been enjoying it. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it at this point. So I appreciate y'all sticking around. Thanks for hanging out. And got a video coming out tomorrow about the M8. So be sure to check that out if you're an owner of these devices. And other than that, hope y'all have a good rest of your day, good weekend, and peace.